Right mate, Slimy here, welcome back to some more Sonic Origins, and I've kind of lost count as to exactly where we are, except we are at the start of Sonic 2. Again, this time I'm going to be picking a different character. This time we are actually going with Amy. One, because we've not done Amy yet, and I want to leave Sonic for Sonic 3, ironically enough. And two, because you'll find out Amy's kind of broken in this game. But anyway, you're probably wondering, for the whole 2 people ever who actually watch my channel, where the hell have I been? Well, I've kind of not really been anywhere. It's more so the state of my computer. It has been a bit of a weird time recently. I will say, you can hear any loud humming, that is in fact my bedroom fan, because it's British summer where the houses never cool down, unfortunately. Fortunately, it's not my computer, because that's the main thing I want to just like address. So basically, around halfway through June, and this is going to sound like a bit of a weird tangent, but I started getting a pain in my lower jaw, right? And now I know I've still got like wisdom teeth in my jaw, and essentially I knew it was from the wisdom teeth. I could tell, just from the kind of pain that I was having, where the pain was coming from, that it was, like wisdom teeth and that. And after sort of like, some, I think it was like ibuprofen or something, and Bonjela and that kind of stuff, after about a week, it completely disappeared. I did have a little bit of a thing where I actually bit into a boiling like pita bread or something, and that irritated me gum as well, and that also caused me gum to swell up. So for about a week and a few days, my mouth was playing up, so that wasn't very fun. But literally the day after all that, finished, and I even like booked an appointment for the dentist, the because I thought something had like seriously went wrong. And then whenever we actually looked into it, nothing was wrong, and we spent about 2 weeks messing around trying to get to a dentist appointment, and then by the time we actually got one, everything was fine, which was a bit annoying. But so after that, like I said, my computer started playing up. So like one night it was just like playing Terraria, and then my computer just like did this weird thing where it like powered off, but it was like in a kind of like thing where it went that's the only way I can really describe it. It just went and then like the screen went off, and like it was still lit up, but nothing was happening on the screen, nothing was really like happening with the computer, and just stuff like that, so it wasn't just like working properly. And then I tried rebooting it, and it took maybe about 5 times rebooting it, and I think I then was on my computer for about 2 hours, and then went to bed, and the next day all was fine for a few hours, and then all of a sudden so I called my dad in to say like, I think something's going on with my computer, and he did his usual thing. Something both me and my brother talk about, how my dad will default nowadays that anytime something goes wrong with a computer, he'll clean it, and if it doesn't work, he'll clean it again. And if it doesn't work after that, he'll literally just get an air thing that like just like blasts air, and help that fix it. So he cleans it, and he says, oh, that should be working now. Try it out, and about, I think like a day later, it went back to its usual shenanigans and that. And he cleaned it again, because he does that. And then what ended up happening from there is, I think I decided on the few times I could actually get my computer running to actually look up different reasons for computers not working, and the most common one was the processor going. And I thought, well, maybe it might be about time to get a new processor, because my computer is, I got it in around like 2017 and that. No, actually 2016, because I actually remember it actually, my computer, actually my old one, completely broke down and was completely unusable. Literally the day before the Pokemon Sun Moon Direct happened, which I was a bit gutted about. But here's the thing though. So I thought, oh, it's got to be the processor and that. Anyway, I opened my computer up, you know, to have a look inside of it, because the last time that my dad had cleaned it out, it just, we left the side open, you know, just so we could have a look at it and that. So we look inside the computer, well, I look inside the computer, and I put my hand on the processor, after, yeah, where am I even going with this? After I turned off the computer, so I didn't get any like electric shocks or anything, but processor was completely fine. So that happened, and I thought, that's weird. And then as I brushed my hand, you know, off the processor and like go to grab the front cover of the computer and that, well, not front cover, the side cover of the computer and that, my hand hits the graphics card. As my hand hits the graphics card, I go, ah, that's boiling, that. So the graphics card is boiling. I thought, hold on a minute. So turn the computer back on and I look at the graphics card. As I look at the graphics card, I notice the fan isn't even spinning in it. So that's when I realised that something's up with the graphics card. So I tell my dad about it, and then my dad decides, right, we'll take out the graphics card and see if that does anything. Now luckily my computer does have a like inbuilt graphics card into the motherboard. It's not a very good one, I'll tell you that. I tried running Terraria on it with the lowest settings on it, and it was literally like chugging. It was barely working whatsoever. So yeah, for about a week I had to use the computer with no graphics card in, and I knew that if I had no graphics card in, there'd be no chance that I'd be able to, you know, do anything in regards to all my usual stuff. So anyway, we ordered the graphics card, and then there was a weird little tangent with where we ordered the graphics card from, where they'd actually forgot to tell us about a password system that they had, and when we actually got the parcel they actually refused us to think it because they didn't even tell us about it. Turns out they texted the password to my dad's phone, and my dad had just not looked at his phone yet. So it took a few days to get that, and then whenever we got the graphics card, more shenanigans ensued, because we realised then that the graphics card needs a cable to be plugged into the power pack. So we get that thing literally the next day, and then we realised that my power pack is too old and it needs a different cable in it to actually run this graphics card. So we ordered that, and it takes a week to get here. And whenever I say a week, it was supposed to come 3 days later, but it ends up coming about 7 days later because they literally just forgot to bring it to a warehouse or whatever. Anyway, we got the the graphics card and that all set up. And the thing is with my old graphics card is it only had, because obviously the back of the graphics card that sticks out the computer and that, but it only had one HDMI on it. This one's got 3. So I finally, even though I've been going like, yeah, dual screens, and just been like screaming and stuff like that all about the dual screens on the computer, I have never actually had the dual screen monitors like set up properly. So what that meant is that one of my monitors had a lower resolution on it because it had to be set up through some other method on my old graphics card. But now I've actually got both of the dual screens set up, and another thing that I've got set up that we'll talk about later as well. We've got that set up, and then my dad noticed that I had my tablet plugged into my computer, and he said, hold on a minute, there's a few wires here that you've not got plugged in. And I said, I don't have the HDMI for them. He says, oh, you do now. So what's it called? He said you will need another cable though to properly plug this in. So we got a new cable. We also got, we got something else as well that I needed. You know, something else like really minor, you know, for my computer. So we got that, and that took like 2 days to finger. And then finally got everything like all sorted and that. And then, literally, I will say, only maybe about 4 days ago did I get the tablet properly set up. And whenever it was first set up, I realised that somehow my computer was detected as a third monitor, which was quite funny. But now I can actually use my tablet to like actually use the screen, because previously I did not have it like plugged in. Also, you're gonna watch me rip clean through Eggman here, but yeah, the what's it called? So for the past, what's it called? Between the wisdom teeth shenanigans and the whole computer shenanigans, I've just not been able to get back to doing me like recording and that. So first there was a biological issue, which solved itself, and then there was a mechanical issue, so we had to sort that out. So that's where I've been gone, really. But finally I can actually get back to doing me gaming stuff and such for my YouTube channel. So there was actually something really funny that happened maybe about a week before I actually got to doing the Let's Play stuff again, and that was I actually, well, not getting back to doing the Let's Play stuff again, meaning like recording this back, because like I said, this was all recorded in June, this, but I actually decided to record Final Fantasy IV footage, you know, for the continuing the Let's Play and that, and then whenever I got around to editing it, that's when the wisdom teeth started kicking in, so I just not had a good amount of luck. Funnily enough, literally the day before the wisdom tooth thing started happening, there was a Nintendo Direct on, and it was the one that revealed Marvel vs. Capcom Collection, and I am hyped for that. I am genuinely really hyped for that. Another funny side tangent about the computer stuff, but even though I've got the new graphics card and that set up on the computer, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 cannot record properly without lagging, which is really weird because there's this one guy on Discord who has been nagging me ever since I said that I bought it, right? Bought it on the Steam, I think, winter sale. Guilty Gear, I knew my computer would not be able to run that, but I bought it because it was on sale, and I thought eventually I will be able to run it. And whenever he heard that I got the new graphics card, he said, right, you're going to have to try out Guilty Gear. So I tried it out, and well, and essentially what happened from there is I actually tried recording it, you know, to prove, you know, and also did that little clip that I just did then, but to prove that I had actually, you know, like, tried it out and did this little stupid meme, because I found out that May has her aerial kick, she jumped up and go, ah! I thought that was really funny, especially with the whole chaos doing the ah thing, and also Surskit. But essentially, I did a little video with that, you know, to prove that I just like checked it out for like about half an hour or so. And essentially, I found out that somehow, even though I had to like mess around with the settings to get Guilty Gear actually working, Guilty Gear actually works better when being recorded than Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which I just thought was really bizarre because the Guilty Gear Strive is a much newer game. But essentially, back to what I was saying about Marvel vs. Capcom Collection, I'm hyped for that, and the one thing that I'm really disappointed for is that I watched EVO, I tuned in for the full of EVO. I watched the guy who was cosplaying as Anja show up at EVO, win a few brackets. I watched MOV, what's it called? I think he got a, what was it now? Was it, I remember the name, but I can't remember what game it was that he was playing. I think it was Third Strike. I also watched Punk win, Punk the God, watched him win the EVO Grand Finals for Street Fighter 6, and from what I understand, Punk has been trying to win at Grand Finals at EVO for a few years now, and this is the first time he's managed to do it. I also watched the Guilty Gear Grand Finals, where it was Soul Bad Guy versus Jacko, which I thought was a funny thing, because if I remember correctly from the Guilty Gear lore that I have been told, they are a couple, which is just kind of a funny thing, especially considering that I hear that like Soul's original wife was Justice, and he had to like kill Justice, so a lot of people are saying it's like his past is coming back to haunt him or something like daft like that. But yeah, what's it called? It's like Back for Revenge or whatever. But yeah, essentially, I don't know. I don't fully understand Guilty Gear lore. I need to like investigate the game more. But yeah, what's it called? So I was watching EVO, and I was genuinely hoping, and I've got like the eShop card like right here. What's it called? That Marvel vs. Capcom would the collection would drop at Evo, or because there was like Ultima and Justin Wong and Maximilian Dude, they were all playing it on like the Evo floor and stuff like that, so they have got like builds there that are playable. But still, it's literally the 2nd of August as of editing this. Marvel vs. Capcom collection is still not out. I'm just wondering like what the hell is going on, because that is like a really strange thing to just like announce a port of an old game, and well, not of an old game, but a collection of old games, and they're just like them not like coming out like within a few months of actually announcing them. I don't know, I just find it really bizarre. I am really looking forward to it though, so there is that. I find it really funny that this is like a Sonic Let's Play video, and I have not talked about Sonic whatsoever. And it's just like, you'd think that even though this is, you know, the Let's Play that I am doing like right now, that I could talk about what's happening on screen, or address like that area, that wall past that same one from the Tails forehead moment thing. Also, is that actually like the Adidas sign that we just went by then? But yeah, it's essentially. I did say a lot more in the original recording, because like I said, this is a kind of a redub. I do like to do it like if too much time has passed, like if a month or so or more has passed between my videos and the stuff that I want to talk about that's, you know, like probably a little bit more important, I do like to redub over, you know, so stuff makes more sense, you know, stuff like that. It's not like I've just like disappeared off the face of the earth. But yeah, it's just like kind of somewhat of a channel update kind of thing, while also still just talking about stuff that's happened, really. Really, I should like see if I can get Minecraft properly like running on like OBS and that, and like just do a Let's Play on Minecraft and just like ramble on about crap there, so I can talk about like obscure Sonic trivia while I play the Sonic games. Even though, if you really want to look for like obscure Sonic trivia, you can just like check out Cybershell's channel. I think he put out a video not too long ago about something, but I genuinely can't remember what it was. But yeah, what's it called? There is actually one thing I want to talk about like Sonic 3, but we need to get to the area for it to make sense. It is technically not area specific, but it is like specific to a specific kind of level, I guess. I mean, I could just like address it now because it's thing, but I'd rather talk about it to like, well, oh come on me, past me here ruining stuff for like present me, or in the case of when I was recording this, past me ruining stuff for future me, which is a typical case. But there is just something that really specific I want to talk about, and it does actually kind of concern Eggman, and it's just something really daft I've thought about for years. And me doing all this shenanigans has kind of just like ruined the momentum. And I know the outcome of this thing means that I am not going to get the full required, I think, 150 rings, and I start doing that spinny thing that everyone does with these. How the hell, like, Amy levitates in midair is beyond me. I mean, someone like Tails I can understand, kind of Knuckles as well, but AB and Sonic I don't get. But yeah, I think I get kicked out of here. Hopefully I just immediately start going towards the bosses and that, so I can finally talk about the one stupid thing I want to talk about. The single dumbest thing that I think about every single time I like fight a boss in this game. I don't know why I'm so hyped for this, but just like, I want you to listen to the music when it kicks in and tell me, does this music not resemble a little bit like Executor's Cry? Every single time I listen to the boss music in this game. That is all I can think of. And it's just something that's like kind of like plagued my mind for years. So yeah, that's the one thing I was like the most hyped about doing this video for, which is just I mean, I should at some point just like, I don't know where I was going with this. I was going to say I should at some point like use all this newfound computer technology to start doing like new stuff with my channel. But you know what? I should have really said that earlier. But anyway, if you like this complete mess of a video, don't forget to comment, like, rate, and subscribe. And for some reason, I don't know why, Yoda just popped into my head, but all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!